A gripping murder case unfolds as a convicted killer, Brandon Guzman, faces sentencing. But the drama doesn't end there. From a turbulent childhood to shocking courtroom revelations, this case has it all. Can his tragic upbringing soften the blow? Or will justice demand the ultimate price? Stay tuned as we dive into this emotionally charged hearing.
And who was the person in the courtroom talking about "I love you, Daddy"? Who is that? Come forward. This is a courtroom.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
If you want to talk to somebody, you need to talk to them at the jail. This is not visitation. Do you understand?
Thank you. I'm sorry.
All right, so you're excused from this courtroom in this courthouse.
Thank you.
Excuse me, could I have everyone's attention? So we're going to do sentencing on a murder case. I realize that sometimes cases, people are very emotional, but that is not going to happen in this courtroom. If there is any outburst from anyone, you will be escorted not only from this courtroom, but from the courthouse. There is to be no video, cell phone taking in this courtroom by any parties in the gallery. Does everyone understand? If people cannot follow those rules, you will be escorted out of the courthouse in this courtroom. All right, the court is going to call 2019 CR 10921, State of Texas versus Brandon Guzman. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan and Daniel Escobar, Your Honor.
Defense?
Robert Maurer for defendant.
Are you Mr. Guzman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the defendant went to jury trial on the charge of murder. He entered a plea of not guilty, and he was found guilty by jury. We're here for sentencing today. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes.
Any objections to the PSI report? State?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
No.
State, any witnesses for punishment?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state, call your first witness. If neither party has any opening statements, we'll proceed with testimony.
We'll waive our opening statement.
I waive opening, Judge.
All right.
As the courtroom fills with tension, we hear the first emotional testimony from Crystal Gonzalez, Brandon's cousin. She pleads for leniency, painting a picture of a troubled past marked by abuse and neglect. But can a rough childhood really justify a violent crime? Let's break down the key details. Could a different upbringing have made all the difference?
State, call your first witness.
My name is Crystal Gonzalez.
Crystal, how are you related to Brandon Guzman?
I'm his cousin.
Okay, and you understand we're here today because he was found guilty on this murder charge, and it's time for the judge to assess punishment.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so you and I talked earlier about Brandon, and can you tell me about or tell the judge about Brandon's childhood?
He lived a very hard childhood. I can relate to that because I did too. And Brandon's such a good kid. It's just he was raised wrong. I raised him. He was raised by my grandmother. She got sick. She passed away. And so he was adopted. He was in foster care and he got adopted by a family member. So, you know, his mother was never there for him growing up.
Okay, and I believe you said he had been in and out of foster care.
Right.
Correct. And there were issues in his childhood that that you thought caused some emotional issues, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell the judge about that?
Well, we were all molested by our grandfather, and I was too. And I feel like we never got the help we needed, and he didn't either. And he looked up to my grandma so much, the one that raised her, and she passed away, and she was no longer here to be there for him. And he just went, you know, he made wrong decisions and went the wrong path. Thankfully, I didn't, because I had like my kids to look up to. But
so What are you asking the judge to consider? I mean, obviously, he's been found guilty of this charge.
I know that we all pay for what we do, but I just ask that you give him a lighter sentence due to his past and him having he was lost. He doesn't have his mother. She gave him up. She's still not even around to be there right now that he's incarcerated. I mean, I was there for so long, but I ended up having my kids, and I mean, I could be there for him. And it was just his childhood, and he didn't have any guidance at the time, and he was lost, hanging around with the wrong people. And I just ask that I know that he has to pay for what he did, but if you can find it in your heart, and I know God, he will have his judgment day, and he would have to pay, and he would only have to answer to him. But I ask that you just give him a light sentence.
All right. Thank you, Crystal. I pass the witness.
Stay?
And proceed, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Gonzalez,
Yes,
sorry. And so you're cousins to Mr. Guzman, is that correct?
Yes,
And so were y'all raised together?
we were raised together. My grandmother raised both of us.
And let me ask you, when did your grandmother pass away? How old were you, rather?
I was, oh my God, I don't remember.
You don't remember, but you're not much older than your cousin, are you? He's 27 years old right now.
I am 34.
You're 34? Okay. And have you murdered anybody?
No,
Okay. How many children do you have?
I have 5.
5 children. And let me ask you, you want them to have some.
Safa Guzman, Brandon's sister, offers a heartfelt plea for his reduced sentence, sharing painful memories of a broken family and the lasting impact of their traumatic upbringing. But here's the big question: does understanding a defendant's background erase the horrors they've caused? What's the balance between compassion and accountability? Let's dive into that tough dilemma.
Somebody to look up to, is that right?
Right.
And is this person that was just convicted of murder a person that you think that would be a good person to look up to?
No.
Okay, thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
No, nothing further.
All right, thank you so much. Defense, call your next witness.
Judge, I call Safa Guzman.
All right, Safa Guzman, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear. And if you could state your name and spell it for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Safa Guzman.
Can you tell the court your relationship to Brandon?
I am his sister.
Okay, and we heard Crystal talk about Brandon's childhood, and I assume you were in the same situation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is Brandon older than you?
Yes, sir.
And I guess Crystal talked about the situation in y'all's childhood involving your grandfather. Do you believe that had an effect on Brandon's behavior and how he acted later on in life?
Of course it did.
Did you or any of your family ever get counseling?
No,
And I assume no criminal charges were ever filed.
No.
And the grandfather in question is now deceased, correct?
yes, sir.
And after y'all's grandmother died, were y'all eventually adopted by an aunt?
Yes,
Okay, but y'all have had no contact with your birth mother.
we did every now and then.
Okay, but not for a long time, or it was intermittent.
We couldn't. She was hard to handle.
Okay. We talked about Brandon, and when you talked to me about Brandon as a brother, and the Brandon you saw, Did you ever notice a time when you thought Brandon's behavior began to change? And that you were concerned that he was maybe hanging with the wrong people or running with the wrong crowd?
Yes.
Did you ever try to talk to him about that?
No.
But you're younger by what, you said 4 years, is that correct?
5 years apart.
5 years apart. And what would you like to ask the judge to consider in regard to his sentence? You understand he was convicted, and all we're here for today is the judge to determine what his sentence is.
I understand what his sentence is. I would just ask to be reduced. He has a child to attend to. He has a family that loves him. We miss him. He's done 4 years, like 99 years, really too much.
Okay, so you're just asking the judge to take into consideration his childhood and the problems he had in assessing whatever sentence she gives him.
If she would, please.
Okay, I pass the witness.
All right, State.
Thank you, Your Honor. Actually, I think I misstated the defendant's age earlier, so I'd like to correct that. How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 18,
18, and do you know how old your brother is?
23.
23. Thank you. I stated earlier 27, so that was incorrect. I want to correct that. I have one question for you. If a family member of yours was shot in the face, how many years would you like that person that shot them in the face to get?
Not a lifetime.
Not a lifetime? What would you like them to get?
Mm. 5 to 30 years. 5 to 30 years.
5 to what?
30 years.
5 to 30 years if somebody shot your family member in the face. Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Nothing further.
All right, you may be excused. Defense, call your next witness.
I'd like to call Felicity Soto.
All right, Felicity Soto, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth to help you out? I do. All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record. Please keep your voice up and spell it. So,
Felicity Soto.
Felicity, tell us how you related to Brandon.
I'm his cousin.
Okay, and we've heard testimony from Crystal and Safa about their experiences as children. Were you raised in the same house with them?
Yes, we all were.
And I take it you suffered the same situation they did in regard to your grandfather?
That is correct.
Did I take it, have you ever sought counseling or talked to anybody about what happened?
We didn't get help.
Okay. Did you get placed in foster care with Brandon and his sister, or were you in a different?
No, I had my mother.
Okay. Did you ever notice a change? I'm sorry, what's your age?
Felicity STO, another cousin, shares her perspective, reminding us how deeply the family is affected by Brandon's actions. While she's asking for mercy, she's also acknowledging the pain they've caused. It raises a critical point: how much weight should we give to family dynamics when someone's life is on the line? Stay with us to see how this impacts the final verdict.
I'm 24.
So did you ever notice a change in Brandon's behavior, I guess, throughout all his experiences in foster care and then finally getting adopted?
Yes, we did.
And what did you notice?
He was just, whenever my grandma had passed, he changed a lot. He was with the wrong crowd, acted up. You could just tell he went his way.
Okay. Do you, when he was in and out of foster care, did you ever see his birth mother come around?
Rarely.
Okay. And was there ever any counseling provided to Brandon about the situations either involving his grandfather or the situation with mom and things like that you're aware of?
No.
What are you asking the judge to consider in regard to Brandon's sentence? You understand he was convicted of this murder charge, and all we're here today to do is have the judge determine what his sentence is going to be.
All we can ask is mercy on his sentencing.
Okay. Obviously there's a family involved on the other side right, that is grieving and hurt by the situation. I'm sure you understand
Yes,
their perspective, right? You're
yes,
just asking the judge to consider some sort of leniency.
yes, we would.
I pass it. Witness.
Let's stay.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, you may be excused. I'll call your next witness.
Let's rest.
All right, state any rebuttal witnesses.
No rebuttal.
All right, defense, if you could have the trial court certification signed and tendered to the court,
That
please.
you have a right of appeal.
Thank you, counsel. All right, state, do you have argument?
Yes, we do, Your Honor. We'll reserve our argument.
All right, defense argument.
Judge, in regard to the, first of all, in regard to the extraneous cases that the state has introduced, I think there's still the same standard of proof that's required to believe it beyond a reasonable doubt. I think clearly the fact there's no witnesses provided in regard to those cases, I don't think the court can place weight on those. One case, where they found this Miranda Garcia's ID, she's charged with her own separate murder charge. So I think if we look at what we should be looking at is this case here, and obviously the jury made its determination based upon the evidence. I would ask the court to consider Mr. Guzman's problematic childhood, and obviously there are people who have the same situations, and everyone handles things differently. This sounds, particularly with foster care and the abuse he suffered, I think would be, an explanation for how he went off track. I'd ask the court to assess a sentence of 35 years. I think it's appropriate based on the circumstances, and I think
The state makes a powerful argument about the severity of Brandon's crime. Shooting a man in the face, stealing from him, and leaving him to die, it's hard to imagine the depth of the victim's suffering. But here's the kicker: what kind of sentence can truly fit a crime this brutal? Should we aim for life imprisonment, or is there room for mercy in cases of extreme emotional trauma?
he could adequately assess his punishment on this case.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. In this particular case, Your Honor, the extraneous offices that defense counsel brought up in their close, even if you discount the fact that all the shell casings from .45 caliber weapon all matched to over 3 months of different crimes of aggravated assaults and murders, you can throw all those out and don't even determine that in your determination on this particular case, because if you just look at the case that he was convicted of murder, in this particular case, he went into another person's home, shot them in the face, started collecting items in a blanket, TVs and other items of value, and started stealing from that individual after he shot him in the face and left him in the bathroom to die. Then was rifling through a closet when the other individual, Mark Hernandez, that did come in and testify. And you're aware that the trials and tribulations that that individual had to go through, because he entered and then he was also shot once in the chin and the neck and then once in the back. The fact is, the trauma that he went through alone calls for a much more sentence that is appropriate, because the fact is he almost died on that in that apartment building, in that room, because of this defendant going over there with his .45 caliber gun. He shot him, left him on the ground to die, and ran off like a coward. The fact remains is that could have easily been another death. That would have been a capital murder because multi-death. Now on top of that, he's stealing from them. So that's additional information about what the character of this individual is. Runs away in the dark, and the jury came back with the appropriate guilty verdict. So the state's position is, due to the circumstance of this murder alone and the aggravated assault that he committed while he was committing this murder, is it appropriate for a life sentence, and only a life sentence, for this individual?
Right. Mr. Guzman, is there anything you wish to say?
I'm menacing, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Guzman, if you wish to say more than that, you'll be called to testify and the state will have a chance to cross-examine you. So do you wish to say anything or no?
No.
Okay. All right. I heard all the evidence during the jury trial. I remembered everything. I've also had a chance to read the PSI report. I want both parties to know that I listened to each of the witnesses and I always internalize everything that they're saying. Murder charge, the range of punishment is 5 to 99 years or life. That's what the legislature has told us the range of punishment is for that. So that means that every murder case is not a life sentence case. And so I look at both things. Mr. Guzman, as you know, I've been a defense attorney and a prosecutor. So, and I've handled many types of cases. So I look at everything. I heard all the witnesses and I heard all the punishment witnesses. I understand what your family said with regards to your upbringing and what happened to you and what happened to.
After hearing both sides, the judge prepares to hand down her sentence. 70 years in prison. But will that bring justice for both the victim's family and Brandon's own tragic circumstances? The tension is palpable as the court decides the fate of a man whose actions have forever scarred two families. What do you think? Was the sentence fair? Or does Brandon deserve a second chance?
Them. All right, so this is what the court will do. The court is going to sentence you to 70 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Not from the.
Not from the
state.
defense, Judge.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yeah.
All right, because this was not a plea bargain agreement, but a jury trial, you do have a right to an appeal. All right, and Mr. Maurer, with regards to any appeals, are you going to be handling the appeal?
No, Judge, I'm going to file a notice of appeal and motion to withdraw.
All right, so Mr. Guzman, what will end up happening is there will be an attorney appointed to you unless you hire one for purposes of your appeal. So we'll make sure that that's done. Yes.
Like that whole process started.
Well, your attorney is going to file a notice of appeal. He's letting the court know on the record that he's going to file a notice of appeal. Then as soon as that's filed, what will end up happening is an attorney will be chosen from the will to handle the appeal. The court reporter will be asked to prepare a record for that. And so this court reporter who's heard this punishment, she will prepare her record, and the court reporter who heard the trial will prepare the record, and then both sides will get a chance to prepare a brief, and the state will get a chance to answer whatever brief is prepared by your appellate counsel. All right, is there anything else, Mr. Guzman?
Oh, man.
All right, state, is there any victim impact?
No. Oh, well, let me check. Yes, there is, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Guzman, my understanding is there's going to be someone who will speak to you. I require that everyone treat everyone with respect. So they're going to treat you with respect. Just listen to what they have to say.
Brandon, I know you don't care that much, otherwise you wouldn't be here today. Me and my siblings had a rough upbringing, just like any normal human being. Sometimes, something I just want you and your family and the court obviously to know, my brother would have never done this to you or your family or to anyone for that matter. Because although we had a rough childhood, we still had a lot of respect and compassion. I'm not saying I hate you. I wish you the worst. I just hope you understand what agony and grief you brought to my family. With such pain, it becomes an addiction, and a lot of my family members use alcohol or drugs to cope with the loss of my big brother. I hope you take this time to reflect on what type of human you have been in this world. And I truly pray you feel remorse, not just for yourself, but regret that you took an innocent life. My mother's only son, Justin Matthew Lawrence. And I hope my words aren't just words to you. See, my older sister has 3 girls, and they state all the time how much they miss their uncle or could have spent more time, make more memories with him. I just had a daughter. My brother will never get to meet her. Our kids were supposed to grow together, and now my brother will never have a bloodline. I just want you to understand you traumatized our family, and it's something you shouldn't just glorify. You ruined your own life just as much as you ruined ours. I came here from Nebraska thinking this would be our family's closure yet. We are still left with many questions. You know what you have done. Let it eat you alive until you aren't content with yourself.
I come from the same spot. I grew up in the projects too. Same things happened to me, the same things that happened to you, siblings, your cousin. I made it out. Sad that you did it, but your family does have a chance. Hopefully they see you and decide to make better decisions. I have family members that are in there that did the same exact thing you did. I don't get to see. And I don't think that they should have got 5 to 30. They're a hazard to the civilians outside. They have a chance. The only thing that's messed up about all this is that they still get to talk to you, get to update you. So you still get to be an uncle. You still get to be somebody. Justin doesn't get that chance. We don't get to leave here and be like, hey, we got Justin. We still don't. To me, it's not really about how long you're gonna be in there. It's more you find peace with yourself. I've had the same anger that you had. That happened to me in my childhood. I've just been blessed to have the knowledge to keep going and actually get a job that covers counseling, therapy, stuff like that. You have a chance to get that for free back there. I hope you really do decide to take that and try to make a difference to help other people who don't get a life sentence to come out here and be different. You still got a voice back there, and I hope you use it to help other people not go down the same path you did. Pretty much it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brandon Guzman's case is a haunting reminder of how complex the justice system can be. With a troubled past, he faced a jury's guilty verdict, but the sentencing still left many questions unanswered. As we reflect on this heartbreaking story, remember, every case has layers of emotional, legal, and moral challenges. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.